Hey, it's Coach again. Today we're out on the range and we have our third installment of our 5-minute fix series. And today we're going to go over how to build a good stance, how to construct that good grip that we talked about in the last one, and a way of naturally aiming your firearm. The first thing we're going to go over today is your stance. It helps you get your natural point of aim, and it also aids in recoil management. Okay, so we're going to start from the feet. You want your feet just slightly shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider. You want your toes pointing at the target. And the reason this is important is your knees track your toes and your hips track your knees. And we want to be square on our target because that's where your natural point of aim is. Where your hands come together in front of you, that's where you're naturally aiming. So if I let one of these feet come out here to the side, then my hips tend to follow, and then next thing you know, I'm bladed off this way, and I've got to, change the way my arms are in order to get the gun in the right direction. So it's just so much easier to get you squared up. Start with the toes, go to the knees, hips, and then your shoulders. All right, that's how we're going to start. The next thing is your weight distribution. You've got side to side, 50-50, but now we want to have a little bit of forward weight, right? So you want your shoulders to be in front of your hips. That's the biggest thing, because that will keep your weight forward to help mitigate the recoil. You should be feeling the weight on the balls of your feet. All right, so as you're holding the gun and pressing it out, you shouldn't be equalizing and doing this. That's not what we want to see. We just want to see pressing that gun straight out and keeping that weight forward. Notice my abs are engaged, my back is not locked out like this, my hips are underneath me, and I've got that rolled forward, getting ready to absorb that impact from the recoil. Now the next part of this is going to be your grip, and specifically building the grip. So whenever I grab onto my gun, I want to find it, jam that down there so we get a nice high purchase, and we're going to pull her out. Now, when you're building this grip, the grip that you're going to use, your combat grip, should happen from your holster. You're going to touch and drive down and get that good grip, and then you're going to pull it out. Once you've got your good grip. Now, what's a good grip? No gap under your social finger between there and the trigger guard, and no gap up here underneath the beaver tail. All right, now once you have that, this thumb on your strong hand is going to be up. You're going to bring your support hand is going to come out, and the index finger is going to come in and just touch right here underneath that trigger guard. Then you're going to roll the thumb to the frame, and then as you press out, the heels of your hands come together. All right, and that will that'll ensure that you have a really good grip. All right, and then you do all the other points of performance that we talked about in the previous video. Okay. Now, once you've got that good grip, now the whole idea is when you're going from the draw, that's how you're going to build it, right? So touch point, thumb, press. All right, touch point. So your hand's going to be up here, touch point, thumb, and then press it out. All right, now we're also going to have our elbows need to be bent just a little bit so that we have that good tension, because we want to have our wrists nice and tight so that the gun doesn't flop around like this. We're going to give it shock absorbers, and that's going to be in your elbows. The next thing I'm going to go over is ready positions. So we start with a high ready. High ready is there's extended gun. High ready, you're just breaking this down. The wrist stays the same. Okay, I'm not changing my wrist angle, anything like that. I'm just bringing it down here like this, keeping my front sight up here in my view of potential targets. So this is high ready. When we use high ready, it's when you're not engaged. You're ready, so your grip is built, you're ready to go. There's still no gaps. I'm not relaxed. I'm not hanging out here like this. My grip is still strong. I'm just ready to present if I have to, but I can turn, I can look, I can do all those things, and I'm not threatening anybody. And if somebody comes close and I don't want to flag them with the muzzle, then I can just go up to high port really easy. Now that works great if your family isn't upstairs, right? So what we'll do then is what a lot of people teach is the low ready, which is all the way down here like this. I don't like that, especially because when you're in a situation that's close in, it's really easy for someone to trap your arms down like that. All right, so what we call a modified low ready. You still got a good grip from here. You're just going to bend your arm around and drop everything down so that the muzzle is pointed about 45 degrees. I can look around, and if someone comes by, I can go to Sewell if I have to, which is just a low port position. Okay, now that we've got those, let's talk about how to aim. Now, starting from the high ready. So I've built my good stance, all here like this. Now, I'm just going to hard focus on the target. I'm going to press out, and then I'm going to draw my attention back to my sights. If they're not quite where I want them to be, if they're not perfectly, have that ghost image perfectly superimposed over my target, then I'm going to adjust my grip. Okay, so if I just punch out nice and easy, okay, I'm a little off to the left. So while it's out there, I'm going to just adjust my grip until it's perfect. And I'm going to bring my hands down. And I'm going to press it out. Up, still off. No. There we go. So adjust it again. So from the high ready, punch it out. Once it lines up good and it's consistent, then you get those reps in. All right. Now, when you're going to extended gun, I want you to make sure as you press this out, you got a little more bend in the elbow. So if this is all the way locked out, this is relaxed, I want a little bit more bend. That's where we want to absorb the shock. Not in the wrists, but in the elbows. And I'll show you right now. All right, got your eyes and ears?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to load, make ready. All right, so from the high ready, I'm just going to press out a couple times, make sure we're good. Looks good. I'm going to adjust a little, make sure it's perfect. Okay, couple shots. And there you go. Grip stays good, wrist is strong, and the shock absorption happens at the elbow. All right, guys, the takeaways from today's video. You learned how to properly build that stance, how to properly build that grip, and once you have that, then you're going to watch that sight. Make sure that when you present it up, that it's perfect. If it's not perfect, you need to adjust it with your hands so that it is, and then reps, guys. Reps. That's what's going to make it automatic. Nothing else will. All right, so if you like this content, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. If you think we earned it, please visit our Patreon page. That's what keeps this channel going. And remember, train hard, stay ready. Yeah.
That's terrible. That's not. You're just thrusting the air.
I am not.
There you go. There you go. That's better. That's a little better. Oh, there you go. I can floss.
Yeah. You're also fucking 30 years younger than me. Now remember. What am...
Dad. It's your freaking.
I know. Catchphrase. Huh.